Hello, everyone, and welcome to Gamersledge, and welcome to Rips Ukraine Freedom for the Borderlands, Episode 7, a tabletop pen and paper RPG adventure. I'm one of your hosts, Mark, and let me turn it directly over to our GM, John.
Hey, good evening, everybody. I excited to be here as always. It's a good day to free the Borderlands. Of course, before we start, you've already heard from Mark, and of course, I'm John, and we want to say hello to Chris.
Good evening, everyone.
And of course, everyone's favorite, Daniel.
До свидания, folks.
Wait, so it's over? All right, thanks everybody for watching. Bye.
Yeah. We're still working on him, guys, but we love him anyway.
It's just so late. Even for you guys.
It is late. When we last left, last Tuesday, there had been a race up into the mountains to find a lost patrol. When they found the patrol, they were in the middle of a firefight between two other different forces. Our Cossack patrol was between a hammer and an anvil, being battered by both sides. It turned into this four-way fight between the Cossack patrol, the Disciples of Destiny, and some mercenaries assigned to Orloff. And there's that three-way fight. And then our heroes, our intrepid trio here, came up behind, and that's when this four-way fight started. By the end of the fight, all the Disciples of Destiny were dead. Orloff's men are dead. And 7 of the Cossack patrol were down. Zetich ran in with his magics and was able to save 4 of the 7. And that's kind of where we ended it. The last thing was Orist's friend, whose name is Vovkadov.
Yes, Vovkadov.
Had suggested heading towards the mountain fortress.
Yes.
And that's where we left things. So with that, I turn it over to you guys. And what are your thoughts? What are we doing?
Well, we have 3 horses to carry the 4 wounded once they're able to be moved.
Okay. I think, you know, due to the magic, they're going to be, they're certainly need time to recover, and they're not fully recovered, but they are able to be moved.
They should easily be able to be dragged behind the horses.
Right. If we need to, we can quarter them, and then it'll make it easier for the horses to drag them.
Well, they'll fit in the saddlebags that way.
That's true. That's true.
We could just put 2 on my horse, and then I'll just carry the other one the whole way. Or like the other 2 the whole way.
That works too. I'm gonna stick with my original description, John, that I had on the map focus page. I'm still gonna say blacksmith deity ?
Okay.
Because he just
That's
picks up
between you and Chris.
2 people and carries them around like they're nothing. That's not normal. No, seriously though, yeah, we can put 2 probably on Sveta's horse.
ZT would definitely prefer to walk if given the option, because we're going to take it slow anyway.
Okay. All right. Well, first thing you have to go back and get the horses.
That is correct. So,
Right.
Sveta, I think I can ward off any bandits. Do you want to get the horses?
Sure, I'll get the horses.
Because we know Z-Teach can't do it.
Yeah. Sveta will go, and then she'll come back leading 2 and carrying 2 on her shoulders.
That's right. That's right. I did not want them to get tired.
I think Sveta gets taller every game.
I feel like it.
I mean, Sveta's last name is Bunyan, right? Just checking.
All right. Well, it takes you about 10, 15 minutes to walk all the way back, get the horses, bring them back.
Okay.
But you get there and back with little effort.
How will we be moving these men?
So we'll put 2 on your horse.
Okay.
We'll put 1 on mine, and probably Z-Teach and Una, and then the rest of us. Well, I'll walk. Well, if Z-Teach really wants to walk, he can. But
yeah, I'm gonna walk. But what do we do with these men? And he sweeps a hand, starting with the Cossacks that are dead, and then out over Orloff's men and the disciples.
We should bury them. But I do not think there will be enough time in the day. And I would not like to get caught out here again by more of them. Maybe we'll wrap the other 3 Cossack bodies and take them with us. I know, what is tradition when a Cossack passes away? Is it? And that's code for DM tell me, because I did not look this up beforehand because I didn't think about it.
Yeah, I didn't think about it either, but I'm looking.
Can I also ask you a question?
Yeah.
These disciples of destiny, what do they dress like?
So they're in. There's a couple officers, so not the officers, but the rest are in black knee boots, tucked in, gray pants, They're gray jackets covered with. They've got a gray MDC armor and helmet, and all of them have all of them have all of them have the star with the letters and the comet star.
You said there were a couple officers.
There are, yes.
What rank? Are there any lieutenant second times?
There are. There. Well, no. There's there's two officers. One's a second lieutenant. One's a lieutenant.
I would like to, as they are preparing the Cossacks for burial or whatever they're doing, I would like to try to piece together one officer's uniform as close as I can to what I saw other Z-Teach wearing.
You never told me you got rid of it, so I'm assuming you still have the jacket.
I have the jacket. Yes.
So yes, you find pants, boots, shirt, tie. You
Okay.
have the jacket.
And I'm going to be also using what I'm sure have pictures of how this stuff like is bloused and stuff in that book.
Oh, it is in that book.
Yeah.
And one thing I want to point out, by the way, make a notice roll. Everybody can make it, but especially Z-Teach, since he's the one really focused on this.
Let's see. Notice. Notice. My shoes.
Well, you have a success. Don't forget a 4 is a basic success. So Z-Teach, you notice. Look, you see the map I'm showing you in Roll20?
No?
It's got the patch and the body
Oh, yeah,
spirit.
yeah.
Okay. So the star with the 3 comments, right? 2 of them are yellow and 1 is red. On everywhere you've seen that, which is on the officer shoulder boards, right? And you find it a couple places on the enlisted guys. The red comet is on the top on these guys.
Huh.
And which matches body.
Which is
Okay.
not the same as the jacket I have from Z-Teach, right?
It is the same.
Oh, I thought he was Spirit.
No. Well, I don't know. I'll let you figure out. The book explains that body is technology and
right.
the military.
Right. You had said that last time. I remember now. Yep.
Spirit is forces of the mind, psionics. Oh no, I'm sorry. Spirit is magic and mind is the psionics.
I was flipping them in my head because this Z-Teach is magic and that Z-Teach is tech.
Yeah.
He is science.
So are you saying that there's a third Z-Teach out there that's like
That is correct. And when their powers
mind?
combine,
You'd be psionic?
when their powers combine, the power is yours, Daniel.
Comrade Planet!
Planet. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not what I'm saying.
No. Also of note, out of game, all of you have mustaches and beards. This is my best growing for the past probably 2 months. And I have to clean it constantly because I'm not used to it.
It's a mighty stash.
Daniel, I just thought it was the lighting.
Nice. That's hilarious.
I should probably talk when I do that so you guys can see it. Blah 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 blah.
All right. So you get everybody on the horses.
And
I'm
we
trying to
will
talk
walk
while I
them.
look for something. Oh well. I know.
Sorry, as a note, while I am getting those disguise pieces together and making sure I understand how they fit together so I have all of them, I'm not putting it on. I just wanted to make that clear.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, you do find it. You have to go through a few pieces, but you find something that's not shot full of holes and stuff. So, yeah.
We've already looted the bodies, if I remember.
Yes, there were 8 MDC sets of armor that we were able to comprise, and I put them on the 4 wounded, leaving us 4.
Everything you guys have is on your all of your personal stuff is better.
Right, but we were going to arm the Cossacks with it.
Right.
I think you were going to give me a list eventually, letting me know about what AoE weapons, if any, and what guns, etc., that we could give them. Anyways, it's not really important because it's not like they're probably going to get in a fight right now. But the MDC armor is important because if we do get ambushed, then they have a chance to live.
Right. Well, they have MDC armor.
Not anymore.
Well, that's true.
Didn't fare them very well.
Yeah. Especially from those AoE attacks.
AoE grenades are a thing.
A thing I need to invest in. Oh, and
Well, we have 8 of them.
wait, didn't I? We were gonna mount I think I had a sniper rifle, and Z-Teach had a was it a rocket launcher? Because he was joking and
Yes.
wanted me to mount it
Yes.
to his
Rocket launcher.
That one was important enough to say while he was eating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I know we had a sniper rifle and a rocket launcher, and I think those were the 2 interesting ones, and the rest was the armor that we put on them, leaving 4 sets of MDC armor.
Okay.
I am going to go around and pick up all my arrows out of the bodies and the one-shot that missed.
How many did you shoot?
1 second.
73.
Shot 4.
Shot 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, you find all 4.
Sounds good.
Huh.
I miss talking to you guys.
I miss talking to you guys.
So, small victory. I'm having buffalo wings right now. They're burning the crap out of me, but they're so good.
I know. I love that. All right. Well, I was looking for something, but I can't find it. Oh, well. Okay. All right. All right. Well, you guys start heading up the path. Are you leading the horse with which horse are you leading there, Orist?
I am leading my horse.
And who's on your horse?
My horse is going to have. Oh, you put it back to the match so I can see their names. Thank you. My horse is going to have Volkadav. And I can't see the other names because they're all overlapped. Oh, can I move them?
Oh,
I can
then
move 'em.
us.
I can move them.
Yes.
I can move them.
Yeah. There we go.
Is Tianabik and let me see. Let me make sure I got this right. Palvodia. Here, I'm sorting them by living versus wounded. Yeah, I don't know where you're moving them, but yeah. Z-Teach is definitely wounded. Just kidding. Okay. Yes. So if Sveta's going to have 2 on hers, then I'm going to take Vovkadav.
Now your normal horses probably you're just going to want to put one of the, because you've got 3 horses, so you're going to probably want to put, like, you'll take one of the wounded.
Right. That's what
Z-Teach will take one of the wounded.
and
Sveta
2 on
will take
Sveta.
2, and
Right.
the other guys are going to walk with you.
Correct.
You can go on Z-Teachers because he's not riding it.
Yeah, but you're going to want one guy on the horse.
Yeah, so I'll put Vovkadav on mine, and why don't we put Nevarishka on Z-Teaches, and that'll lead the other 2 for Svetas. And then the 6 of us can walk. Oh no, 7 of us can walk.
Okay.
Where do we fall on the burial rites then?
I couldn't find anything. Everything I did a search. Everything I did looking at traditional Cossack funerals really went back to the Orthodox Church.
Yeah, that's what I saw too.
And so, just think of you. Really, it's just going to be. Think of a typical Christian, whatever funeral. So I don't think there's anything, like a flaming guy running off into the water on top of a horse or something. I don't know. I don't think there's anything crazy. Just bury them and say some words and a remembrance afterwards.
So do we have time to bury them?
There's 4 of them. Yeah, we probably could do that.
Well, you have 3 dead, right?
Is it? I don't know. You moved them off screen, so I can't see them anymore.
No. They're there. I put them all in order. The dead are to the left, then the living, then you guys, and then the wounded.
Yes. So there's
so
3
it's
of them.
it's
So,
3.
It'll
Yeah.
probably take us about an hour to dig the graves. Yeah, I think we're fine. Hour,
Yeah.
2 hours, something like that. Either way,
I have a
should be
fluff
good.
way. I have a fluff way to make it easier, John. If timing is a thing.
No, it's not. And if I recall correctly, it was like 11 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also have a fluff way of I could do a
I probably
pyre.
don't. Yeah.
I could do a pyre and give them a Svarog.
My idea originally was to just blast them with fire and let it and be done with it, but I didn't think about the fact that you could just stand them up like vertically, and then Sveta could just pound them into the ground with a giant hand,
Yeah.
like a post.
Yep.
I was thinking of a funeral pyre, but
I was thinking that Daniel was just gonna Z-Teach was just gonna turn them invisible until we walked away, and then
I'm going to send them
oh no,
home.
guys! Yeah, I sent them home.
Ooh.
And somewhere the scratching from a subsurface cave can be heard over hundreds of miles away. Why
I
did you
just
guys leave
I
me?
focus, and I teleport them about 20 miles above the Cossack camp. By the time they hit, they'll be buried.
Wow. Yeah, that's all kinds of.
Teleport them off to the family farm.
I I bet you didn't intend for this segment to get so dark there, John, but you know,
Not a whole lot. No, this is
2020.
certainly unexpected.
But oh, seriously though, I was thinking either the pyre or using telekinesis to essentially dig the holes, push the people in, and then lower the dirt. I don't have very many
Well-
power points left, but fluff wise, it does make a difference.
you have 6 people and Sveta to dig 3 holes.
That's true.
Right.
I mean, it's going to happen lickety split.
That's true.
So,
I would
or
prefer.
if it's your people, which would you want?
Yeah, dig the holes, but I would prefer us not to lick the holes or spit in them. So no lickety
Okay.
split. No lickety
Oh,
split.
aha.
Oh, did I say that?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, you quickly dig the holes. They're buried. The kind of once people are buried, people look at you, Orist, and nobody says anything, but you could tell by their expression they're kind of expecting you to say something.
Ty, Sveta, Palyavoda, and Lumpy were good men and women. I assume Sveta's a female.
Yes.
Yeah. They lived freely as they died, serving the host, looking out for one another. When we go back, we will drink to their memories, and they will drink to ours.
Everybody nods. You see different guys grabbing shoulders, and let me zoom in here real quick. Palavoda walks up and grabs hold of your shoulder and says, "Well said." And he looks around. We probably should be going.
Yes, I agree. And we'll start loading the wounded up on the horses and start walking. How far do you think it will be?
It's a ways. We'll be there this afternoon or early evening.
Good.
So you guys walk up this path. It's obvious you're going into the mountains.
Are we still in the forest?
Yeah, you're on a path, but yes, there's forest around you.
It's pretty obvious. Well, if anybody really notices, but it's pretty obvious that Z-Teach is about as middle of those paths as you can possibly be.
I'm so sorry.
So-
I just named all the living people as the dead ones.
Yeah, I know.
I noticed that right after I was done.
I was like, guess I'll die.
Poor Lumpy looking right at me as I'm saying his eulogy. That's some cold stuff right there. Ice cold.
The day
I
is
was just gonna let it slide.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. But
I was just gonna,
afterwards.
I know you were trying, and where's Sveta?
The day is long, but short.
I am right here.
Oh, there you are. Okay.
I thought, damn it, there
Yes.
are only 3 of us. I thought that was actually one of the survivors. So that's why I thought, oh, what's the chances? There's 2 Svetas, but I wasn't going to say anything about
Well,
that either.
to be fair, Sveta was one of the survivors.
He was.
That is true.
I wasn't sure what you were. I thought you were like, yeah, some people died, these people lived. I don't know. I wasn't sure where you're going. Anyway, so
Yeah.
as you're going up into the mountains, we're just going to, in our brains, assume that you said the right names.
Thank you.
So, because your character knows better.
Right.
As you're going up into the mountains, Vovkadov, he says to you, "Do you remember?" And he says, "Can you start it?" Horus, can you
course.
start it?
Of course.
Remember? The fortress.
As soon as it arrives in my inbox. Of course.
He says, and if it's not in your inbox, you don't remember yet. Remember? It's at the top of the world. Do you remember?
I am apparently giving him nope. Boris doesn't remember.
Oh, I sent it.
I'm waiting for it.
He says, "Remember, at the top of the world."
Boris
Remember?
sighs.
The narrow path.
You know I hate when you do this. He says
When I
to
do what?
He says to Vovkanov. Such a flair for the dramatic.
No, it's important you remember.
Fortress at the top of the world, along the narrow path, over the bridge of sorrows to the doors of slumber.
Doors of slumber.
Here is our guardian. Here is our protector.
Is our protector.
The host held deep near slumbering heart.
Near the slumbering heart.
Steadfast in waiting, quiet and still, safe from winter winds, in time a heart of fire.
Yes, you remember. It's good. It's good you remember.
My
So-
father was many things, but poetry was his gift.
Well, I'm sure he taught you. All of us were taught this poem. So the path goes on, and you get to a point, the path forks. To the left, the path widens and is a very straight path. And to the right, you see it's a narrow path, wide, just barely wide enough for two horses. And it goes straight and then turns to the left.
Do we have anybody scouting? Like Lumpy?
No, you didn't say that. You
I
can
will-
lead us, brother. Do you remember? At the top of the world, along the narrow path.
Over the
Do we
bridge of
go left or
sorrows.
right?
Which way has a bridge?
All you see is to the left, there's a path that widens, and to the right, a path that narrows and
the
turns
right.
to the left.
To the right.
So you follow this path, and it's not a straight path. But it's relatively easy in so much as you are walking straight up into the mountains.
Okay.
You reach a point where you actually get above the tree line,
Okay.
and everything is dirt and rocks, and it's starting to get cool. And you eventually get to a bridge. It's wide enough. The bridge is wide enough for probably about 3 or 4 horses abreast, or Sveta's horse.
Got it.
Everything gets just excelled and more grandiose. Here comes a giant Sveta, 8 foot tall, with her,
Hey,
horses.
This is what you said you wanted to happen. I'm just putting that out there. It's working.
So
I love it. It's hilarious.
The reason I think that nobody's supposed to know about you is because the more people that know about you, the bigger you get.
That's right.
No, that's just his head. So, does everybody see the bridge?
Yes.
Yes. Ooh.
So, as you get to the bridge, you find, you can't see it in this picture, it's on the other side of this wall here. You see that there's an alcove and there's candles. And Volkadov says, "Light the candles, brother.
I will light the candles.
We remember here." And you see the survivors that are walking with you, they stop and they all bow their heads, and it's like this moment of silence thing. And soon they all look up, and Volkadov says, "We must go, brother, to the doors of slumber."
Horst will sigh and put down the candle. It's not a sigh like he's impatient, it's a sigh like he's weary. And he'll lead the horses and the men to the doors of slumber.
So you guys walk for hours. You left, it was just before noon. It's probably about 2:30 by the time you get to the bridge here. You walk for another 3.5 hours along a path. And towards the end of that, you walk up into snow-covered mountain. And you can also tell that you're moving around the mountain. And you find that you are on the west side of the mountain, walking towards the peak. And so you're on the side of the mountain that looks at the setting sun. And soon you see the doors. Now, these are double doors. They're wide enough probably for about 3 or 4 horses to walk through, just to give you a sense of scale of what you're looking at here.
Or half of Speta's horse.
Right.
And Volkadov, he says, "Do you see him, brother?"
I see the doors of slumber.
So, as you guys ride up, the doors open. And you see that there's nothing magic. You see guys opening them, pushing one guy on each side, pushing them open. And you see a man yell out, and he says, "Volkadov, why have you returned? What's happened? Come, hurry!" And he gestures for you.
Yeah, as we go in, I'll usher everybody and the horses in. I'll clasp arms with the men holding the doors and meeting us.
It's Dima. You recognize him.
And I will say, Dima, I'm very glad that you made it safely.
We've been here. Why? What has happened?
Volkadov and his men were attacked on the way back to the host. From 2.
He starts looking, and you can see he's basically counting. And he said 3.
I nod 3.
He just has a grim look and in. And as you go through the doors, you see ahead of you a hallway, and to the left is a large stable area.
We'll take the horses. We'll get the wounded off first and then take the horses to the stable area.
Okay. So you get that. There's other men. They bring some carts. They cart off the wounded guys. And Dima comes up to you and he says, I will have Dimitri show you to some rooms, but after I need to hear. And I believe we need to talk.
We do.
By the way, have you taken your helmet off or anything?
I'll open. I would have opened it when I saw Demo walk up.
Okay.
Retract.
Therefore, he recognizes you.
Yes.
Okay. He says, Dimitri, show them where they can get cleaned up. So he takes you down the hallway past the stables, and you see ahead there is a staircase leading down, but he takes you to the right, and there's a smaller staircase that heads down, and when you get down one flight, one turn around the stairs, you can see it leads to some barracks.
Okay.
There is a well in the center hallway, a small well.
Okay.
And Dimitri lowers and hands each of you a small bucket of pretty cold spring water, and he gestures down the hallway to his left, and he says, "Those 4 rooms you can use."
Thank you, Dimitri.
And he says, I will go to tend the wounded. And he says, he points down another hallway. He says, at the end of this hallway, when you've cleaned up, that is where we eat. Meet us there.
I shall.
Okay. So you guys go to your rooms, I assume?
I'm going to call Boris aside and ask him, what is this place?
I do not know. This is the first time I have been here. I know the poem from when my father spoke to me, but I have never been out here personally. I know it is supposed to be a safe place if things turn for the worst with the warlords, but that's all I know.
It is an impressive fortress, one of the nicest that I've seen.
Just like our horses and our men. And he smacks Sveta on the arm and grins at her.
To bed now. Oh, no, not to bed.
It's like, was that a proposition?
I forgot what time it was. We're just going to our rooms to put our stuff away.
He said, when you get cleaned up, come to where we eat.
Gotcha.
You're filthy and smell. Get cleaned up.
Right.
Yeah, I've been riding. Yeah, I've been in a battle. You might want to clean up.
These are horse people, right?
Yes.
And they're telling us we smell bad.
Yeah, we're clean horse people. Clean horse people.
So you get in the room. There is there's a shelf with some knobs on it where you can hang things. There's a bureau there, 2 doors and an empty space. And there's something less than a full-size bed and more than a cot, something between there. It's a wood frame. It's got rope going across, and it has a mattress that's about this thick. Chris, I showed it to you when you were over Saturday.
Oh yeah.
So you have this mattress that's this thick. It's a fabric mattress, and that's what you have for a bed. And there's a small table next to the bed for you to set something on. Everybody make a notice roll too.
Thank God for my wild die. Otherwise, I'd be staring at my shoes again. Did we lose John?
No,
Oh, you just were really quiet. Got it. Okay.
I am typing.
Horace,
Yes.
where do your people go when they die?
There you go.
Well, that is a complicated question and a more complicated answer. Some people believe that they ride free with the horses for eternity. Some people believe there is a God and that we will spend forever in his light. And some people believe that there is nothing once we die. Just blackness, eternity.
What do you believe?
I would like to believe that there's a reason we are here and what we do matters, and we return somehow to the cycle of energy and making a difference in the world even after our deaths. That probably does not answer your question.
No, it answers it well enough. I once asked the Cossacks of my world. They said they join the rain and the winds that feed the plains around their hosts. But I figured that was more poetry than true belief.
Cossacks are known for their poetry.
As we learned coming up here. A poem to remember the path. Clever, he says with a giant smile.
I did not know that was what it was for until now. I have known that poem my entire life and never once actually used it. I did not know it actually signified something. I am very curious about this place. I also noticed that no one was armed.
Well, they didn't take your weapons. Oh, or mine. I guess I have a weapon too.
Yep.
And
Wash up, my friend, and let us meet in the room where they eat.
So as per usual, because it's not a situation where he feels safe and he figures that Oris would tell him otherwise, Zitich will leave his Ninja Turtle armor in the room. His Iron Man armor.
I need to talk to you, Z-Teach.
Yep.
You get in the room, and this is a family rated show, so we don't want to follow this too far, but I assume you undress to some extent so that you can wash up. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. And so those wands that you've been concentrating on.
Yes. The staff and the wands.
I am assuming that you set those aside somewhere.
So let me try that again. Z-Teach has a series of actions that he takes when he like unpacks in an area. He'll remove the armor, he'll start removing the pouches because he has lots of pouches and rags hanging in different areas. Once he's not donned the armor, whatever the opposite of that is, taking off all of the armor, he's
Doff,
essentially
I believe.
doff. Thank you. Yes. Once he's doffed the armor, he's essentially just in plain clothes, peasant clothes. And the way I figured it is he has those all of those wands because he doesn't know what they do yet, bundled up in like a strip of leather. So he'll roll that out and lay it flat, like on a table or on the floor next to his bed, so that they can air out because he's not sure what they are.
Okay. Well, as you're laying them out, right? Your hand, and whether you normally do this or not, you find yourself doing it this time. You pass your hand over the wands, and your hand is 6 inches above the wands, and you find your hand hovering right above that bone wand.
Mm-hmm.
And then you reach down and you grasp it, and there's this sense in your mind, and you kind of an aha, a mystical, spiritual, kind of awakening of you suddenly know you could activate that wand and you know what it will do.
Really?
And it's that bone wand.
Okay.
And you know that with a mental activation, you could shoot from that wand a lethal beam, and you know that it's limited. You know that you can feel that it's not unlimited. You feel that the wand will take time after you shoot it. It will take time before you can do that again.
Wand beam. Do I feel like I might be able to recognize the energy of the beam it would shoot?
It is it is kind of a withering beam.
Withering? Okay. I can get with you after this for more details. I'm just taking notes and adding it to the character sheet.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So yeah, there's that. Oh, so and I know you're curious and you pass your hand over the others, and there's just nothing there.
They haven't spoken to me yet.
They haven't.
Yep.
Whether or not, it's only a matter of time.
Wow. That's okay. I was expecting you to go so many different directions.
I'm still trying to figure out why he was talking about it being a family-rated show. Is he supposed to do something with the bone wand? I'm a little confused.
Well,
Because I said you're going to get undressed and wash yourself.
Oh.
And before that went too far, I see. You're going to get undressed and wash yourself. Family show, we're done there.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, he'll just strip kind of to his pants and wash areas. I assume everybody else is doing the same thing. We've been on the road for a while, and that combat was not great.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a scrub down of everything, and change into like plain clothes.
But Sveta has to use a car wash.
That's a horse wash in this
So-
age.
Go through one of those industrial semi like trailer washes.
I didn't think that would show on the feed. It did. Yay.
I guess you're gonna have to be careful.
Nah, it's fine.
And noted. Thank you, Jim.
All right. So you're all cleaned up, and I assume you head down to the mess hall.
Before I do, while I'm changing out of my clothes, I'm going to take the satchel that has my gold hammers and put it under the mattress in the kind of non-conspicuous, like hide it manner. Then I'll go downstairs.
Okay. Well, not downstairs, down another hallway. So I don't know what order you show up in, but eventually all three of you, I assume, show up.
Yes.
And you find Vovkadov and Dmitri are at. Well, when you walk in, it's a very large chamber. There are large banquet tables, for lack of a better term, with long benches on either side.
Mm-hmm.
Each of the tables could, on one side, can fit 10 guys.
Or one Sveta.
And in a row, there are 4 tables, right? So there's table, 4 tables, and then, matter of fact, in a column, there are 4 tables, and in a row, there are 4 tables. So there's 16 tables, if that makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can I tell, is this a pre-Rifts facility, building, etc.?
Make a roll. Make a common knowledge roll.
Common knowledge, okay.
Or investigate, either. Your choice. So you got a raise. You don't know whether it's pre-riffs, but what you can tell is that it is carved out of the stone. The walls are pure stone. The floor is stone. There is a kitchen area. You see modern-ish equipment in there.
Lights, electricity? No.
Yes.
Okay. And then my follow-up question is, how high a rank in the host is Volkadov and Dini? Dima.
Dima.
Yeah.
They are the host doesn't have.
Right, I know, but this is the thing, right? Is like, I've been with these people for years. I've never seen this place, never heard about this place. Would I have thought myself of higher stature than them, or the same? Or
So
lower?
one of the things you're contending with, a good point, behind the curtains of Orist, is the fact you left for a while.
Right.
And your peers continued on their career, if you will, within the host, right? And you came back. And again, you disappeared from the host, and now you've come back a second time. And so it's a fair question. Had I never left, what would my path be like? You certainly aren't at the same point with your peers. Now, as far as rank, I would say that they were I want to say lieutenants, and I don't mean like usually when we think of military, we think, straight out of college, you're the lieutenant, and I don't quite mean like that. Um, you have
They're the NCOs, not the officers.
no, they're officers.
But they're lower officers.
Lower middle, yeah, ish.
Okay.
Look at it this way. It's clan. It's more about family and clan, right?
Right.
You have guys that are going to lead, guys who are going to lead a family, somebody who's leading the clan, and then somebody who's leading the host.
Right.
And these guys are right below. These guys are between family and clan.
Okay.
As far as where they're fitting in.
Okay, makes sense.
So there's the 16 tables, and then horizontal. While all the tables are going long ways, or at the top, there are 3 tables that are horizontal, looking at the other tables. Having said that, when you found the fight, there were 10 guys returning involved in Cossacks in that fight.
Right.
So you see 9 men at the middle-ish table. Most of this room is empty, so there's 9 men at that middle table. Actually, there's 8. Actually, there's 7. There's 7 guys at that table. There's Volkadov and Dmitry at a head table, and there's 2 guys in the kitchen. Okay. And you guys walk in on that scene, and when you're seen, Dmitry stands up, walks over, and gestures for Zetich and Sveta to sit with the men, and he grabs you by the shoulder and says, "You will sit with Volkadov and me."
Okay. Then we'll do that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And about that time, the 2 guys from the kitchen start bringing food out. And as they're bringing it out, the men start, there's some good-natured joking going back and forth. Maxim, why is today your day? I always choke on your day. And Maxim shouts back, he says, "You never liked good food. It's the only reason you choke." And there's a whole lot of teasing back and forth, smiles, slaps. The food is rice, some lamb, and a mix of vegetables and a chunk of torn bread.
I will start devouring it as if it was the first meal I've had in 3 days.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Same.
Well, you had your sandwiches that
but it's not the same.
But yeah, no, it's not so much. Here's some bologna. It's just the same. Yeah, not so much. So yeah, about halfway through. Well, while you're eating, Volkadov and Dmitry are talking. Mostly, Dmitry's listening, and he's hearing about how the patrol going back ran into the other, how they got caught into that crossfire. He spells out kind of his view of everything that happened, including how he thought he was dead, and Zetich came up and touched, and wounds were healing, and he speculates that the others were too far gone, that Zetich couldn't help them, and they talk about that, and
I also pull Una out of my
oh yeah, I keep forgetting about Una.
Set him down and give him some food also.
Yeah, yeah. He kind of sits on the table, and everybody kind of look, like, what is that? Is
I
it your
say,
pet?
no, he is a mechanic, actually, and he is extremely nice. Please be nice to him. He has helped us a great deal.
I'm a good mechanic. And everybody kind of looks and says, okay. It doesn't eat people or
No, no. Candy. He likes candy.
candy. Very good. Una holds up the lamb and he says, and this, whatever this is, I like this. So um they talk for a while, and eventually Vovkadov is done describing the events, and they eat for a minute, and then Vovkadov looks at Dmitri and says, is there still a problem? And Dmitri sighs and he says, yes, it continues. And it's gotten more frequent. And um, eventually, towards the end of the meal, the two guys from the kitchen, they come out with, they bring kind of big tankards of a beer, some kind of beer type drink, set that in front of everybody, and then they set themselves down with meals and beer and start digging in. They sit next to the other men, and there's conversation, um, bordering on raucous and non-diplomatic, and
Is is Vovkadov the only member of the survivors here at the table, or are they all here?
he's the only one.
Okay, so this is the other crew
Yes,
plus us and Vovkadov. Got it. That's what
yes,
I was trying to ascertain. Thank you.
yes, sir.
And,
Sorry.
and do I know any of these people beyond Dima and Dmitri?
Yeah.
Okay.
You might need to be reminded a name or two, but yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
Uh,
absolutely.
it does Maxie have a wife?
Maxim.
Maxim, yeah.
Um, yes.
Oh, well then, never mind. Can't make my joke. All right, that's fine.
Oh, well, the Alexei, the other guy cooking is single.
Alexi, Una likes your food. Maybe you'll get married yet.
Ah, he throws a bone at you. It misses.
Um, I will wait for Dimitri and Dima to continue their conversation or not. I'm not gonna offer anything till asked. Not out of petulance, but I'm just kind of waiting to see where this goes.
Um, it doesn't really come back up. Um, eventually, guys are finishing their meals, and when they're done, they stand up and they walk into the. You see them each walk into the kitchen.
And is Dima and Dimitri doing that as well, or are they staying behind, just kind of languishing with their food?
Food is over, but Dmitry and Vodkadov um, have finished eating. Basically, they're just kind of sitting quiet. And
So I will say to Dmitri, "You said we must talk. What do you want to know, friend?"
I wanted to know how how did you arrive? How did you find How did you get there in time?
So, it's a long story. So let's start at the beginning. And I will recant the tale of basically everything that happened to the three of us, and then how we ended up eventually back at the host. And I will explain how Yemelian said that there was an urgent matter, that Volkodov was late. I knew Volkodov to be a competent warrior and scout, so we made haste, and we heard the fighting before we saw it, left our horses, snuck up and around, and with some assistance, were able to enter the battle unseen and remove most of the forces. Unfortunately, not before they threw grenades at the remainder of the host. But all of them are dead, and we replaced the armor for those that were wounded, and we have 4 more sets of armor for the folks here. Speaking
Good.
of, I noticed no one is armed here.
We're safe here. There are guards. There's only one way to approach. There's time to arm before trouble comes. It's tradition within the walls. We leave our weapons in the room.
I'm sorry, it is my first time here.
It's okay. It's okay.
I'm just glad we were able to. And I look at Volkodov. I'm glad we were able to be there in time. I just wish it had been sooner.
Yeah. I don't think you're as glad as I am. We're very happy for your help.
And I will explain about the weapon that the Children of Dawn. Is that correct?
Disciples of Destiny.
Disciples of Destiny. Sorry, that the Disciples of Destiny were playing around with, and that was the same group that was fighting the other group and the Cossacks.
There's a rumble. The lights flicker. They momentarily go off, and lack of a better term, it almost feels like a earthquake.
What is that?
This is the troubles. We don't know what it is.
What is this place?
This is a fortress.
Yes, but did we build it? Did we find it?
Volkodov and Dmitri look at each other, and they look back, and they said, "You're always the one with the questions. We were told to come here and guard. We guard."
So the troubles are just what happened here.
Yes. All we were ever told was every time we come, we're told to remember.
Una, did that seem like possibly a mechanical issue? A power issue?
I don't think so. I think the floor was moving.
How often does this happen?
Once, twice a day. It started a month ago. But it's been really bad just the last couple days.
Is there a lower portion to this fortress?
There is, yes.
Does it go into the mountain?
It does, yes.
Then perhaps I look to Sveta and Zetich. Are you up for a little exploring?
I will go.
Did you say exploring?
And you get the little thing from the intro, little starlight on the side of your teeth. Swing, swing. If it is all right with you, we will look into it, see if we can find what is causing it.
Okay. Okay. Will you go now, or surely you're tired?
If it's happening more and more frequent, how tired are we? I'm
Um,
asking the GM.
yeah, by about this time, it's 8, 9 o'clock at night. I mean, you up early road, you've been riding, you're up in the mountains, you're in a battle. Yeah, you're all pretty tired. Svets is really tired.
Mhm.
Can someone get us Sveta his first light all right?
Sorry, what?
Is first light all right?
I will still be tired then.
How long do you need?
Days.
Should we go without you?
No, I can still go, but I'll just be slow.
I have yet to see such a thing. So then I will turn to Dimitri and say, can you have someone get us at 9? And we will go.
We will do it.
Thank you, brother. And thank you for the
Okay.
hospitality.
Indeed. So you guys go back to your rooms?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. Anything you want to do before you guys hit La La Land?
Um, I will go to Orist again and tell him that uh, I get great enjoyment out of old stories and myths, and ask him if he can share his father's poem again, just because it seems to hold some meaning here.
Well, apparently it is a literal meaning, but yes, I would be happy to. It goes like this. It's called Fortress. Fortress at the top of the world, along the narrow path, over the bridge of sorrows, to the doors of slumber. Here is our guardian. Here is our protector, the host held deep near slumbering heart. Steadfast and waiting, quiet and still, safe from winter winds, in time a heart of fire. So, if this place is the origin of that poem, I am wondering if we are hearing the heart, not slumbering any longer. The heart of
Might be
where?
coming back to life.
No longer steadfast and waiting, no longer quiet and still.
Um, just an alibi here. I want to rewind time. Volkudov, Volkudov, at one point in the meal, he says, we lit a candle and we paused to remember before we went across the bridge. I wanted to tell you about the sorrow.
Please.
Years ago, I don't know when. I know that, um, you know, our grandfather's grandfather told the poem, but there were two lovers, and they the story says that they were more in love, the brightest love that had ever existed. And the man, it was his time for his duty to come to the fortress. When we're in the fortress suite, we keep it ready for the host if it's ever needed. We make sure it's secure. And it was his time. His woman could not stand the separation. And she came to be with him. She needed to be with him. When she arrived, she learned that he had died in battle. And in her sorrow, she said she would return to the host. However, when she got to the bridge, she jumped. So great was her sorrow that she took her own life. And so we remember our families, remember those that we all love. And we remember the Bridge of Sorrows.
Way to bring the show down, John.
Now you're back at your rooms. Yeah.
I will actually go to Z-Teach with Sveta.
Mm-hmm.
See if he's still awake.
Yeah. I'm studying. Please come in. He's sitting in kind of a meditative posture on the ground with a strange bone wand sitting in his lap.
That's not a euphemism, right?
Nope. How can I help you?
Family show.
Can you, by chance, sense anything here?
Sense
Okay.
anything?
I know you have the ability to see things that are not technology-oriented. Magic.
I am going to, ZC will close his eyes and focus to see if there's any rifts or ley lines within 50 miles or 10 miles.
Why did I agree for you guys to have a ley line mage?
No, it's great.
Yes, there's 75 rifts right
Right.
behind you, right underneath you.
The nexus. The nexus of all the ley lines on the planet is 1 mile beneath it. There's actually
I'm sorry,
a
you
ley
guys.
line.
I'm turning evil. I'm on top of all of the.
Andy's got a bone wand in his hand.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you remember when oh my gosh, what's her name? The Queen of the Elves,
Maybe
Lord of the Rings.
Galadriel. Yes.
Galadriel. when Frodo offers her the ring. No, they're about 9 miles away to the south. There is is your nearest ley line.
Okay. And then I will slip into arcane notice to look around.
Okay.
So a notice roll for that.
Okay. And okay.
And yeah,
Which book is that in?
that is. Let me see if I can find it. Find the page number for you.
Is it in the basic Savage Worlds?
Yes, and I believe it's a version of 158, page 158.
And while he's looking that up, Daniel, I'm basically going to recant the poem to you and explain my theory that Sveta very clearly pointed out to me, which is not my theory but her theory, that more likely than not, I will kind of explain that this place apparently has been here for generations, and I have a feeling that whatever is here is waking up, no longer quiet and still. In time, a heart of fire.
Hmm.
Your head is being absorbed by the mountain.
It is, because I'm wondering if that maybe has an effect. I would like to do one of these.
Okay, so you need to roll a casting roll.
Okay. So
Which-
I rolled a smarts roll first to
Right.
see if I would recognize and maybe attribute a volcano to this really tall mountain that has a heart of fire that is sleeping.
Okay.
And an 11 for spellcasting.
Okay. So we're gonna add all that up into kind of one conglomeration. There's a couple raises there. So you sense magic all around you. However, you strongly sense the magic deep beneath you.
So as Zikich has his eyes closed and he's kind of sensing around him, he'll put
But
it.
you don't sense volcano.
Okay.
Nothing says volcano.
Well, no, that was more of a smarts roll to see if maybe that's what Zikich thought we were sitting in right now.
You have studied, you have it nothing you saw reminds you of the geological features of a volcano.
Right. And that's more of what that trick was.
Yeah, no, you don't sense that at all.
Zikich will put his hand out with his eyes closed and then down to the ground, and he'll say, "There's much magic beneath us."
Well, good. That's where we're going tomorrow. Sleep well.
What kind of magic?
Sensible kind. Detectable
Can you
kind.
can you tell the type, or does he just sense magic in general?
So you have a raise there. You don't sense anything malign. You don't.
It's neutral magic.
Mm-hmm.
It's OCD magic. It's all perfectly aligned. No maligned magic at all.
Yeah, there's yeah.
Would he be able to tell if that's the heart of fire or?
No, not from here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Magic.
John
The
gave
spell
me.
actually says within sight.
I was gonna say John actually gave me a lot more than he needed to. It's essentially a detect magic spell like other systems have. So
Yeah.
it usually, under normal circumstances, it needs to be within eye line.
But the fact that it's
Now,
all around
to be clear, you did sense magic in eyeline coming from the walls. It just really felt strong below you.
Awesome, thank you.
So unless there's something else you guys want to do, you get woke up at 9 a.m.
Before we do that, is one of the host guys from the fortress around, or is it just us?
In DTG's room, it would just be us.
Yeah.
Would I be able to find one of the fortress guys?
I don't know. I guess it depends on where you go.
And Veto was never heard from again.
Yeah, I don't know my way around this place. Um,
Well, you know how to get to the stables. You know how to get to the chow hall.
would I know where the other people's quarters are?
Try the bathroom.
Is that
Everybody,
on
there's
the
always
map?
somebody in the bathroom.
You're in a dormitory of sorts, so this is where everybody's rooms are.
Hmm. No, never mind.
What are you looking for?
I want to find a way if there's like a library here that would have any historical texts about what this place is.
You head out of ZT's rooms. Um, you see somebody in the hallway walking the other way.
Okay. Um, I'll stop him and ask if this fortress has a library.
He looks at you and starts laughing. We're Cossacks.
Sure.
And he
If they're
laughed.
ancient texts, he might. Yeah. Okay.
He walked to his room.
Fair enough. Hmm.
If there's books, you know, somebody might have a book with them or something, but no, there's no library.
Yeah. Okay.
And spoiler, it's book with pictures.
Yeah. I was hoping for something pre-Cossack that was like left around. That people would just be like, yeah, there's a pile of books over there. We don't know what it is.
Oh, you
It
mean
would've
one of
burned it.
those plot explainer books? Yeah, John
Yeah.
doesn't usually leave those lying around.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well,
How
I
about that?
I'll head back and go to sleep.
So 9 o'clock in the morning, knock, 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 knock.
Get up, put armor on.
Get up, out of the rack. I'm sorry, that's a flashback to basic training.
Little bit, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but not at 9 a.m.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, no, not so much.
No.
So you guys are woken up, and you don't recognize the guy. He's really young, but he introduces himself as Mikhail,
Thank you,
and
Mikhail.
he takes you guys to the. He says 5 minutes. He says I have food for you.
Oh, thank you. And I'll
And
start to put armor on.
so before you go eat,
Oh, he's 5 minutes at the mess hall. Got it. Okay. Yeah, no, I will leave my stuff in my room since that's the tradition. I will tell the swords. I will be right back, friends. This is actually the first time that we've been apart, probably in years.
swords get separation anxiety and cut up your mattress.
Do I feel any change in their demeanor?
yeah, they're off put a little bit.
Okay.
Just he's got some new friends and he's putting on air, so we see how it is.
I just kind of think to them, two worlds. What am I gonna do? And then I put them in the armor so nobody can get to them, and then lock the armor.
Okay. Beep beep. All right. So when you get to the tables, at the not at the head table, but the first table that everybody was sitting at, there are 3 bowls of basically oats with bread. There's a fried egg on top of the oats, and there is something very similar to apple cider in a mug next to that.
Oh my god, that sounds delicious. Thanks, Sean.
Now I'm hungry.
I'm thirsty for apple cider.
Sorry.
It's probably the spicy pulpy kind.
Yeah,
Mm.
the best kind.
Mhm.
All right, so you guys eat that. You're left alone, and
And Z-Teach made it down there to the mess hall too, right?
he seems deep in thought, though.
Yes. I'm trying to read up on the Savage Worlds but rules still, so that I can find a way around your craziness.
My craziness.
I think he was talking about me. I'm fairly
Oh,
sure he
right.
was talking about me.
I was talking about Mark.
Oh, okay. All right, fair enough. So, okay. So, I guess you guys eat, then you go put your armor on, and okay. So, about the time you're coming out of your rooms with your armor and weapons on, Dimitri is there waiting for you in the hallway. Shall I show you the way down?
Please.
So he takes you back up the stairs, and he takes you to the end of the hallway where the stables were, opposite the doors of slumber. And by the way, they can explain if anybody's curious. Doors of slumber. It's because the setting sun shines on them as it goes to sleep. And he takes you to the end of the hallway where there was a staircase heading down.
I have a question while we're walking.
Yes.
Daniel, did you write down the name of the mage? For some reason, I thought I had, but I don't think it saved it.
Z-Teach.
No, not you, mage.
I'm Z-Teach.
Yes. Congratulations, Z-Teach. Other mage.
No,
Maligant.
the Lich
Maligant.
Maligant.
No, not Maligant. The one in the Cossack camp.
Oh, shoot. The shaman.
Yes.
Yeah.
I did not. Christos.
Christos? Yeah, that sounds right. Christos?
Yep.
Sure.
Okay. John's like, sure, whatever. I don't care. I will ask.
As long as it sounds vaguely Ukrainian.
Ukrainian, yeah.
It prevents him from having to make up more names.
That's right. I will ask Dimitri, has Christos ever been here?
Of course. I think it's been a while.
Interesting. Christos. Okay, that's my only question while we're walking. Sorry.
Okay.
And I think while we're walking, maybe that is a good place to take a quick 2-minute break.
It's perfect. I am going to go to the small room.
I am too.
All right. Hey, nobody
on fire.
sets him on fire but us.
I'm
Welcome
back.
Welcome back. I'm here. So I do need at some point to take the dog OUT,
Yeah.
but you can't hear me.
I can hear you,
Oh, okay.
but you can't see my glass
No.
of you can't see my glass of apple cider.
Oh, you suck. You wholeheartedly suck. At some point, I do need to take care of him, which will take
Yeah,
me
I
probably
understand.
about 10 to 15 minutes. But you should keep playing and just have me be silent or something. I'll see if I can figure out a way to jump into the room via my phone maybe while I'm doing it.
Okay.
All kinds of craziness here today. My internet went out and they said it was going to take 24 hours to fix, up to 24 hours to fix. And I was like going to murder someone because I have a 4-hour SLA with them. So 24 hours is unacceptable. And then the fire alarm went off.
Oh my gosh.
It's been a day.
That sounds like it.
I'm going to sneak in
Goodness.
and... Oh, I see 2 people back.
Ooh.
Back.
All right. Perfect. So we walk and follow Dimitri down the stairs.
You do. And eventually, give me 2 seconds here. Eventually, you come to, I lost Zoom. You come to a large door. It's wide enough for probably 2 or 3 people.
Or one Sveta.
Yes.
I will... Well, let's see. What order do we want to go in? I know Z-Teach is probably going to be in the back. So Sveta, you're in the middle? Or you want to be in front?
He's moving very slow.
Apparently. So Sveta is in the middle, it is. So we'll go
All
through like
right.
that. Me and then Sveta and then Z-Teach.
Dimitri looks at you and says, "Be safe."
I clasp arms with
I'm
him.
back.
And I'll actually go ahead and... What kind of... Like, how large are these hallways once we get in there? Is it
So
very constricted?
there's a large, I don't know, a large basically log. It's 6 inches square, and it's got the typical L brackets. It's resting in across the door, and Dimitri starts to lift, and he looks kind of at you guys like gonna need some help here.
Dimitri, what are
And,
you
uh,
doing
So
at
I-
the front? Get to the back, and then I'll pick.
Yeah, so
You guys help him lift the bar.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I'll
Okay.
help lift.
Lift the bar, and then there's large metal rings. Each ring is about this big, and probably if you can see this big around, so probably an inch and a half around. So he starts to pull on one of the doors on that ring, and he looks at Sveta like, "Little help here." Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab it and pull it.
Okay. Well, it's even heavy for you.
Uh,
It's not a large door. Only three guys could fit through here. Well, I guess it's large, but it's not like the doors of Slumber. It's not that big. Inside, you see more carved stone hallway. It's probably 10-foot square, 10-foot ceiling, 10-foot wide.
so I've got to hunch over. Got it.
And um,
John is not encouraging this anymore, I can tell.
um, so Dimitri wishes you luck, and he says, "I'll leave the door for you." He says, "It's not like I could bar it by myself."
Well, in that case, if it's 10 foot wide, then I don't need to worry so much. I need to look at my character sheet because I actually don't know if I have a light. Where's character sheet?
I thought everybody wasn't that part of the general kit.
Yeah,
Everybody.
I've got a lantern at least.
Oh, I also have infrared distancing binoculars. So
Yeah, I was gonna say we are all in our armored, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and night vision goggles. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm good.
Okay. Um, is Una walking or riding, or
She is going to
he
ride.
is
He is going to ride. At
on
least
your
I,
shoulder or something?
yeah, at least I remember he exists. I'm just saying. I may
Guilty
get the
as
gender.
charged.
I may get the gender wrong, but yeah, yeah. He can ride on my shoulder or Z Teach's shoulder because we're both wearing power mech armor for the most part, kind of,
Yeah,
sort of.
kind of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, you guys walk down this hallway, um, for a while. Um, you walk on for 20 minutes, and it's dark up ahead, and once you get to that 20-minute point, you see stairs that start to go down,
Okay.
and they go down probably about 50 feet and then turn to the right.
Okay.
And when they turn to the right, they go down another 50 feet, and you've got a flashlight. And I don't know if you guys have really done anything in caves in a flashlight, in anything in a cave in the dark, but one of the weird things is really flashlights light up surfaces, and if there's no surface to light up, it still looks dark. And so you're walking down, and as you walk down, the light is proceeding ahead of you, right? And and right as you're coming up on that 50-foot mark, the light is just stopped. The light isn't, I'll get there, I see your hand. um the light stopped going forward. Yes, Mark.
I did turn on night vision goggles. That's why I mentioned them.
Okay.
So
And
that should
again,
be
that's going to be this.
well.
Now, are they IR?
I have both IR distancing binoculars and then night vision goggles. So I don't know how
Okay.
that works in terms of a.
So here's the thing. So your IR is going to you're going to see heat sources, right? So you
Okay.
can see Z-Teach, you can see Sveta, but otherwise, the mountain is all the same-ish heat.
Right. Right.
So that's not going to help you so much. And as far as your nods, your night vision, if anybody else is using a flashlight, it's not going to work. It's going to be too bright.
Okay. Well, then I'll have them off if everybody's using their flashlight.
So you get to that 50-foot mark, and again, as you're walking up, all you see is darkness. And the floor levels out. It's the end of the stairs. And after 5 feet, it opens up into this huge cavern, and all you see is darkness. Go ahead and everybody make a notice roll. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, like I said, you see a large cavern and
So
darkness.
Once we get to that point, I will ask the others to humor me for a moment and turn off their flashlights.
Okay.
And then turn on the infrared or the night vision. Excuse me.
Okay.
Any better? Anything?
So have you ever used night vision goggles?
Yeah, I mean, I've got to have one one light source generally, because there's got to be ambient light or direct light from somewhere. But I get what you're saying. If there's like 3 of them, it's going to be too much. But
yeah. So yeah, I've used night vision, and as soon as somebody turns on a flashlight or something like that, it's screwy. Yes. You need something, usually moonlight, starlight, something like that. There's no moss that's glowing. There's nothing here that's glowing.
Okay.
You have no light source at all.
Let me check one last thing, because I thought I had bought something, but maybe I did not.
While you're looking through your backpack,
nope. Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, I got signal flares. I'm gonna chuck a signal flare.
Okay. Which direction?
Ahead of us.
Ahead, up ahead, straight ahead?
Straight ahead. I'm gonna attempt to throw in an arc straight ahead.
So, okay, how hard? Are you throwing it 50 yards, 20 yards, or 100 yards?
If I can throw a flare 100 yards, too bad there's not a football team in Rifts, Ukraine. Let me try and chuck the flare 100 yards. Yeah, I'm going to throw it as far as I can.
Okay. It lands, you're right, probably, 40 yards ahead of you.
Right.
And you see that there's a bridge.
I will say there's a bridge up there.
And apparently it's crumbled. It's missing about 15 feet.
And it's missing about 15 feet in the middle.
Well, between you and it.
Oh, so there's nothing on the side, and it's sticking out 15 feet. I see. Okay.
So if you could walk on air for 15 feet, you'd wind up on a bridge.
Or if we could fly somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Only if you want me done for the rest of the day.
Did you recover your...
Yeah.
Yes, it's just fly is extremely expensive.
How
Oh, is
that,
it really?
How is that different
Yeah.
from any other day?
How fly is expensive?
How
That's odd.
one thing and
Why
you'll be
is it
done.
more expensive than attacking or some of the other crazy stuff?
Because so under normal circumstances, it's not really, except attacking for them doesn't really take power points.
Oh, that's right.
Those take power points, and fly under normal circumstances, if it was just me, isn't that bad. But once you start adding other people and some of the other effects, it adds up super fast.
That's funny.
However, there are some other things that would average out, I think. Do you see that anything down in the hole? Pieces of the bridge, for example?
We're still like 40 yards away from it.
No, you're
Well,
15 feet.
You're seeing things. Are we 15 yards? Because that's 45 feet. You're seeing things out there I can't see, so I'm just asking.
Oh,
I thought I said feet. I thought I said 15 feet.
He did.
no. Yeah, 15 feet is missing, but it's still what 45 yards away from us.
No, it's 15. If you could walk on air for 15 feet,
Right.
you would be at the bridge.
Oh.
The bridge,
Oh.
you threw the flare 40 feet,
Right.
but
Sorry.
that allowed you to see that the edge of the bridge is 15 feet away.
I see. And there is absolutely nothing between us and the bridge.
Correct.
Got it. So then I will look down into the hole and see if I can see anything down there.
Could you go down the hole?
It is dark for as far as you see.
I see blackness.
In that
It's
case,
a long way down.
jump it. Just jump.
Okay, you first.
Throw your sword over, and your sword should pull you across, right?
Yes,
You're attached.
I'll put it in your hand, and then.
And then push me.
Yep.
And then pull the sword back.
That's right. So yes. Is there anything you can do to help with this?
Yeah.
Everybody make a notice roll.
Jeez, I have not been rolling well.
I got the same roll that I got the last time I rolled.
Huh. Okay.
Look, my shoes in the darkness.
Do you shoot your magic missiles at the darkness?
This sheet says I have gray eyes, but I want them to be blue. Where are the Cheetos?
That was some real straight up consciousness.
Okay. All right, I got it. How many of us are there?
3.
I will.
And a quarter.
Yeah.
Right, because Una.
Yeah.
That you guys keep forgetting about. He's on my shoulders right now. I am going to bring us in close. Can I borrow your binoculars really fast?
My IR binoculars? Sure.
That's what you're using, right?
No.
Or are you using a signal
night,
flare?
I'm using night vision goggles right now.
Right, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay. I will use the goggles to see the other side of the bridge.
Okay.
And then I will tell everybody to grab hold of my arm. And I will link teleport us to the other side.
Okay.
Which
To the bridge. So 15 feet away.
I can teleport up to 24 yards.
You should go
So
just past the bridge.
So if I can teleport past the bridge, I'd like to, because I don't want the bridge to collapse under our weight.
Thank
Especially
you.
Sveta, because she's thick.
Yep.
I got a 19 on my activation roll.
Wow.
Why?
So you don't see the other side of the bridge.
Okay.
The bridge is probably 15 feet wide. But you get 20 whatever yards you said,
And
which
then I'll fall into a pit and die.
which is what, 20 feet past the flare. And you're on the bridge. It feels solid.
As a rock.
Mm-hmm.
As a rock.
And it does look like it's made out of rock. And everybody make a notice roll. Okay. Nothing special. You need rock. The bridge seems sturdy where you are. You can't looking. If you look up, it's just darkness, and to your left and right, it's dark. And the bridge goes on ahead of you.
So right now the bridge goes on ahead of us and behind us, right?
Yeah.
I dropped this onto a part of the bridge I thought was stable, and we still don't see. The bridge is just a huge freaking bridge.
Huge freaking bridge. Just with that 15 feet broke off. You guys walk on. Go ahead, Mark.
Go back, grab the flare.
Okay.
Join the group, and then I'm going to chuck it forward again.
Okay, well, you chuck it and it lands. It lands at an opening in the side of a wall.
Oh, okay.
So, and there's a platform as you get across the bridge. It opens up, and then ahead of you there is another hallway.
So is this only visible to me, or is this visible to all of us? Is there some kind of light
Well,
source?
do we have flash? If only you, unless people have flashlights. Although the flare's lighting things up.
Yeah, I would probably say we can use the flashlights again, and then point down the hall towards the hallway, etc. Yeah.
Yeah.
And turn off the night vision goggles after I get them back from Z-Teach, who's still playing with them.
Yep. He's never seen anything like it. These are amazing. Then he hands them back.
Wait till I show you the other ones.
Why would you need two pairs?
He hands you the other ones, the infrared ones that can see our body heat and detect like the distance between them. Like you'll immediately from the UI understand what they're for.
Oh, yeah, my armor does that too.
Yeah. Oh, look at me! I'm fancy. Whacking
But I have to activate it. Yours is just like here.
So I put that back. Put them both back in my backpack and continue on.
Okay. Just a second. Okay. I'm back.
Welcome back.
So the hallway goes a short ways, and you get to a point, and there's another doorway. It's open, and across the door there's some writing. And the writing says, "Here is our guardian. Here is our protector. The host held deep, near slumbering heart."
Well, I point to the writing above the door, say, seems like the place.
We await you and your choice.
Can you sense anything, Z-Teach?
He'll put his hand on the door, and
Oh, it's not closed. It's an open door.
oh,
The doorway.
okay. Did not roll super high, and noted something here is blocking my abilities to see.
Everybody can roll the notice.
If only you knew my friend Benny.
If only.
Let's see. I could do that if I can get to my character sheet. There it is. Notice my shoes in the darkness. I'm actually going to re-roll that. That's how much I don't think that's right. Get out of here.
Come on, double one.
Yeah, that's my luck.
Well,
If
that's
you-
an
if you-
improvement.
If you add the two together, it's a single success.
It is. It is. All right. Well,
Spectre got a success. Maybe.
yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, the halls look about the same. And all right. So
I love it when the DM just continues to shake his head at how bad the players roll as he sets up their death. That's good.
all right. So go ahead. Everybody one more notice roll.
He's like, you guys can't be this bad. It's
There
not,
we go.
It's not good.
There we go.
Wow. ZT is just not on fire tonight for rolls. Good job, Sveta.
Look at my roll. It's like one higher than last time. You think
To
I
be
was
fair,
just rolling?
you only have a D4.
Yeah, you'd think I was rolling D4 or something.
Wow, your smarts is D4.
No. My smarts is
Oh, but it's skill started.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Huh. That's kind of funny.
I like this writing. Very interesting.
I'll cut you in half 14 different ways, but I won't notice anything around me.
Nope.
Sveta,
Mm-hmm.
ZT, how old does this writing look to you?
At least 2 months.
Hmm.
I got a 11 on my smarts roll. About how can I tell about how old it looks? The writing.
I was making a joke because I'm still staring at the writing because I don't notice anything else.
I am too, so that's fine.
the action word missing there is here.
Sheer number of years.
I turn around and say, "There's a scraping noise behind us."
From the
Okay.
darkness?
I turn
I would
and
assume so, seeing how that's from what's behind us.
I will turn and activate my goggles and see if I can see anything.
I'll turn and fire 3 shots from the railgun into the darkness.
I attack the darkness.
That is hilarious.
I mean, it would serve whoever is right, like Dimitri, from sneaking up on us in the dark as you obliterate him. So I'm fine with this course of action.
Wow. That's an interesting way to start out. All right, Zitich. Sveta says, I hear scraping behind us. You have a red joker.
I'm going to where is it? There you are. I am going to move my hands and fingers in a complicated gesture, and then throw a blast of fire, or not a blast, a bolt of fire, angled upwards, but like just over where normal people's heads would be, as
Okay.
both a threat, but also so that we can see light along a path of 24 squares or 24 yards.
And
Okay.
Oh, sorry, 24 squares, 24
Is
inches, which
inches.
is 48 yards.
Okay, 48 yards. All right.
And as soon as it leaves your hand, you hear Oris shriek in pain. Ah!
So this fire shoots out, and you all can clearly see.
Nope,
Well,
I can't.
that's true. Yeah, if you're looking through the nods.
Yeah. He just completely blinded me.
Smile. It's
Well, the rest of you guys see this thing. It's 9 feet tall. It's made up of a collection of rocks and sticks, and kind of towards the head, where the head would be, there's a skull kind of resting on one of the sticks, and it's shambling towards you. So your spell works.
And I will back up because I would be in the front now since it's behind us. So I will back up behind the other two.
Okay. And how much damage does it do? And what is it, SDC or MDC?
It's SDC. You're fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I assumed it wasn't going to hurt anything. I just wanted to use it as a light the way type flare.
Okay.
So I'm done. Thank you.
Roll your damage, please.
Oh, okay.
There's your characters, by the way, so you can, if you want to track things on your character.
okay.
So 6.
6 points of damage.
Yep.
All right. So you hit it in the chest, and some of the sticks catch fire, and you see some of the rocks are blown off the body.
Okay. Is it still lit by any chance? Like not
It is
taking
lit.
damage, but they might be able to see it once the fire dies?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's lit,
Okay.
so it's going to be real easy to see.
Awesome. And yeah, I'll move behind them.
Okay. It's right now about 20 feet away from you guys.
Okay.
Sveta, it's your turn. Oh, actually, did you deal with my second card, John?
I did not, sir. Well, it's higher.
Yes, that is exactly what I wanted, actually. Perfect.
Is this something that, I guess, would that be a general knowledge roll to be if it's something that like I recognize?
Sure. Um, Sticks and rocks don't normally walk around on their own. So, I see your message. Yeah, it's probably safe to assume maybe it's magic. Yes.
Hmm. All right. I'm gonna pull an arrow, draw it, and enchant it with iron. Shoot that at it, which
And what's iron do?
would enable damage to otherwise like impervious energy beings, demons, ghosts, spirits.
Okay. And it's SDC or MDC?
MDC.
Okay.
No damage boosts though. Where is my bow?
Okay. You hit it. So it does 4 points of MDC damage.
Apparently, well, are we applying the bonus damage?
Yeah.
What
I think
bonus
that,
damage?
I don't remember how this works. There's a bonus damage die to the.
Oh, what's the bonus?
2.
2,
Okay, so it's 6 points of damage.
and then 1 armor piercing if that matters at all.
Um, okay. All right.
Okay.
So you hit it, and the fire is starting to spread on the wood, and but you hit a rock and basically just knock it out of the chest, and the arrow goes right through, taking that rock with it.
Hmm.
Mr. Shinkansen.
Oh, first thing he's doing is pulling off the night vision goggles so he can see.
Right?
He looks at the thing and mutters a swear word because he thinks he knows what it is. He's not right, but he thinks he knows what it is. And he will pull the gun out since it's on fire and he can see it, and he will shoot at it twice.
Okay.
Which may not work, but that's all right. Let's see. So it looks like
All right, you hit it once.
Once, yeah, okay. And then roll damage on that one. 29, and it has lots of armor piercing if you need that.
So and this is the plasma rifle?
Yes.
Okay, so you hit it, dead on square, and it hits, and there's kind of an explosion,
Mm-hmm.
and one rock hits the other rock, kind of like balls on a pool table, and from about chest up, it just kind of explodes, and there's a shower of rocks in that skull and sticks, and there's a hole, there's a V of the chest, and just the barest enough for these rock and stick arms are still there, but the middle of the chest, the head is just all gone.
Okay.
You see and some of the sticks now, a lot of the sticks now are on fire, and there's a glow coming from where that hole that you created is.
Okay. I will move in front of the others, and
Okay.
then I think this is a good chance for me to do the thing we were talking about that I don't want to say because I don't want him to get excited. I will use my swords and just try and protect them and attack as much as humanly possible on my turn if I'm not back or not connected. I'll see if I can connect.
Oh, right. I remember.
Okay.
I understand.
I thought he was
Okay.
talking about us.
No.
Yeah, I had no idea, but him and I had a conversation. He needs to well, I can say it, right?
Yeah, you can say it. I just can't say it.
Right. He needs to walk the dog, and we're either going to play him or he'll be able to connect with the phone. We're not sure at the moment. So that's what he's drawing his swords, and we'll take care of him. So, the shambling thing is walking slowly. It was about 20 feet away, and it walked about. It shambles. It drags a leg, and then the next leg, clunk, 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 and it gets about 5 feet closer to you guys. And then I recall all the cards, and then I shuffle because we have a joker, and then I deal. And then, normally I'd get him another card, but, well, should I get him another card in case it's Joker? Not that it matters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just in case.
So the other card's lower. It's a king. Okay. So I don't think he's with us. So he drew his swords. Who wants to tell me what he's going to do?
I think he hands both of his swords to Sveta, and then jumps in the breach.
That sounds about right.
Goes to punch the guy.
So
No, I think he's gonna run. I think he's gonna run up and slash him. I think that's the idea.
I think that is the idea. Now, let me see. I think he's got this whole thing set up. I'm looking at his character sheet. Although, there it is. Okay.
Oh, he's saying he would hold his action.
Until the monster gets within melee range.
Even if that doesn't happen this turn?
He's gonna hold his action until the thing gets within melee range, and then attack it. And now he's going outside.
Even if it's not this turn?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
All right. Well, it's not in melee range. Zetich?
Okay. Zetich is going to brandish his wand
Okay.
and point it at the creature and say, "Trabem infernatatem."
So this ray of light It's a not a it's a beam of light. So it is more like a laser. It's not like a cone. It's actually a narrow beam, and it's about as big around as a pencil,
Mm-hmm.
and shines out of it and flies forward. And is that your casting roll?
That's my casting roll,
And so that's a success.
and that's my damage. 21.
Nice.
Wow. So that damage goes forward, and that is mega damage. So it goes forward, and you hit it right in the chest, and it actually stumbles, and you see some of the rocks and some of the sticks fall off. And the fire, by the way, is spread. All the sticks are burning now. So he's a shambling rock and fire thing. And
Awesome.
but it looks hurt.
Okay. And that's me.
And so then it continues forward another 5 feet. It drags a foot, and then and comes another 5 feet closer. So it's about 10 feet away from you guys. Sveta.
Well, the one thing that I would have expected to do damage didn't do damage. So I don't think my arrows are going to be of any use here. I also do not have the speed to get in range. So I think I will have to hold my turn until he gets closer.
Okay. His second card is lower. So it seems really purposeful. It really wants to get at you guys, and so it surprises you as slow as it's been moving. Before you have a chance to act, it seem, even though it no longer has a head, if you imagine the posture, it leans forward in and quickens its pace, and gets another 5 feet towards you. So now it's 5 feet away. And Mr. Shinkansen is up.
Is the thing...
Is 5 feet away.
So that's still not in range for him.
Well,
I would argue it is. I mean, that's within reach for most systems.
Okay.
Next round, he's definitely going to be reaching you. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Then attack.
Okay. I'll go ahead and see if I can roll for him here.
Is something special going to happen? Because...
Oh, there we go. Okay, so he's hit with both. He's got Did I roll the wrong thing? Oh, I rolled damage. You can tell I'm not the one that's been using So there's the first. There's the first attack. And there's the second attack. So you guys can tell me if you want me to use any of his bennies. He's got 2 bennies. He missed with the first one and hit with the second one.
I don't want to spend his bennies, so I would leave it as it is. How do you feel, Daniel?
Yeah. He said he gets two. He said he gets 2 attacks with each sword. Is that accurate?
That is accurate. So he gets
Then-
2 more attacks.
Then I wouldn't spend a Benny.
Yeah, no.
Okay. So then he hits with his second. I rolled it backwards. I rolled the damage first. So at least I think. Maybe not. You know what? I think I don't know how to use his. I think. Let me see what happens when I click this.
And no, those were attack rolls for the.
Yeah, they were. Okay, never mind. So they both hit.
Click the roll damage to roll the damage.
Wow. Oh, you rolled terrible for damage.
Almost good.
Wow, there you go. He hits with his katana. And he basically cleaves the creature in 2. And the flaming sticks and rocks go flying everywhere. And all that's left is this ghostly, kind of pale, glowy green, ghostly silhouette. And but he hits it, and you see for a moment like his sword is ripping through whatever this ghostly entity is. And so now that I know how to use his character sheet, let's roll again. There we go. So that's a miss. And that's a miss. All right, Zitich.
Okay. I am going to shoot. That works so well, but I don't like repeating things over and over.
How are you doing on PowerPoints too?
I'm fine for now. I think I'm going to he'll pull his fingers together again and throw out a blast of superheated flame. Unlike normal flame, this flame actually comes out blue as a spiral. It's so wicked hot burning from him.
Nice.
It is a greater bolt. So it's mega damage. So I got a 7.
Yep.
And then I actually have to roll different damage than that because it's actually, you know what? I'm gonna spend a Benny. For many reasons, I'm gonna spend a Benny. So I will roll a spellcasting. That's why I needed to roll a Benny. It goes from 46 to 5d6.
And costs less to cast.
And costs less to cast. Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just gonna roll 5d6. Oh wait, no, because if it gets max, is it 5d6 exclamation mark?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or bang, as we would put it in the programming world. Wow, that is really not great.
It's not bad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you hit it, and you see it this glowy thing kind of flies up, starts to fly apart, and then at the last minute kind of coalesces right back together. And but it's glowing a lot more dim than it had been.
Okay.
Sveta.
I'm going to drop the hammer from the sheath on my back and extend it and step forward.
You're going to drop the hammer on it?
I am going to drop the hammer on it, which I'm a little excited to do.
You hit? Wow.
Because it does
Oh, you took my
6
turn.
more to supernatural creatures and creatures of magic.
And 37 points of damage. You swing your hammer, and it's not like swinging at a ghost. I mean, it kind of is, but you feel that there's some like supernatural resistance as your hammer hits this. And your hammer hits, and there's just this explosion of power, and this glowing entity just explodes out, and you hear like you almost
Feel
you
bad
hear
for
in
what
your
you've
mind you hear in your mind that this um death cry as it just explodes, and its green essence just fades from sight.
Awesome.
Welcome back, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I will.
I hope your trip was productive.
For one of us. I will say I never thought Domovoy was real until now.
You never thought the what was real?
Domovoy.
What is that?
According to some folk religions, there is trash monster, would be the best way to say it. Sometimes small, hairy, sometimes made of trash, but they inhabit every household, and they become very angry if the house is unclean or neglected. I think this was Domovoy.
Ah,
I have never seen such a thing. But around the two of you, I've seen many things I have never seen before. Also, Daniel, thank you for frying me in my suit while I was gone. Since you're behind me and shot a giant blast of fire directly through me.
Mm-hmm. That was the plan. I want your swords.
I'm Crab.
So all you see is a scattering of rocks and burning twigs.
Well, we know which way not to go. Search for anything else. Is there any kind of... I don't know what I'm looking for, but maybe Z-Teach does. I would say, Z-Teach, is there anything useful from that spirit?
You should go over and see if there's anything unique in that pile of rubbish that could be used as maybe ingredients for spells later. Normal stones and sticks, not so much.
what, like
Yeah,
ectoplasm or something.
A flecks of ectoplasm.
yeah, roll a notice roll, or Wow. Okay. You actually, if Sveta and Orister watching you, you walk up and take great care of picking up 6 nothings off the ground and put into a vial, and you have um, 6 drops of ectoplasm.
Fresh. I'll tuck it into a pocket. Tuck
I've
it into
seen
a
it-
pouch that's hanging from my rope.
And they don't see, they see you picking up nothing.
If I see that, I'm gonna switch to the IR goggles real quick and see if I can see anything that way.
Yeah, no, still nothing.
I'm gonna turn on my master torch.
Ah! Damn it, C-Teach!
Okay. Thank you.
I guess Z taught me a lesson.
Yeah. All right. Hey, notice roll from everybody.
I'm blind. Do I still get to?
No, I didn't actually do that, Mark.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
That swing took a lot out of me. I'm too tired to notice anything now.
By the way, Chris, I just wanted to make sure you knew that I saw your tell. I just haven't had time to do anything with it yet.
No problem. You don't have to do anything with it. It's just
No, I know. Yeah, no.
information.
Hey, Daniel, look at your screen.
And then punch yourself.
Okay. Zikish will start moving down. He'll nod and then move past the guys and start moving back towards the path. And then he'll stop and put his hands out to his sides a little bit and say, Do you feel that?
He says with an angelic halo flickering behind his head.
If I move, it'll be you.
Do you guys feel that? Do I feel that?
There.
You have no clue what he's talking about.
You feel that? And he's got his fingers out and he's kind of like moving them. It feels, the air is moving. It feels as if something is breathing.
That is concerning.
Do you have Dracona here on this world?
Dracona?
Hmm.
Do I know what that means?
It's a dragon.
Oh.
No.
Some places. Some places. Yes. Very rare, but yes.
They too have hearts of fire.
I was thinking about this before we came down here.
Well, I'm glad
I-
you mentioned it. You gave us all of the impossible information.
I do not want to hurt whatever this guardian is for my people. I do not know what it is. I have no idea. I know a poem. I have about as much solid information as you do.
And Zikish will step to the side and kind of put his arm out for both of you to take your places at the front of the death line. I mean death march. I mean exploration team.
Yeah. You feel the breathing coming from this way? Noting to the way he was pointing? Or is
Which
it
way are
coming
you
from-
pointing? Towards the doorway or back towards the chamber?
That's what I'm asking Daniel.
Well, you said you were pointing, right?
Daniel was pointing first to motion us back towards the front of the death line, and I
thought there was only one. We're still on the bridge, right?
No, you're in a hallway past the bridge.
Right, but we're still in the hallway.
Yes.
So there really is only one direction to go.
But to confirm, you felt the breathing coming from the way we were headed.
So I've been feeling it for a while. I just didn't realize what I was feeling until now.
Okay. All right. Yep. We will continue on in that direction. I'll sheathe the swords and pull out the gun again.
No.
No?
Okay.
Somebody sent me a tell.
No problem.
And,
It's like,
man.
okay, maybe I won't do it.
That was really well timed.
Yeah.
Sorry. My
I won't sheathe
apologies.
the swords. No, it's all right. So I'll sheathe the swords and I'll pull out the gun and I'll use the night vision goggles again, and I will explain to Z-Teach this time, if you make very bright lights, it will blind me.
Okay,
Like,
noted.
Okay.
and I will continue to kick every time we catch up to the flare, I will continue to kick and or throw it, whatever I can do.
Now, is that a special flare that doesn't burn away your
No,
IR? Or whatever?
It, like, I have to take my goggles off when I'm near it, but then once I throw it, it's kind of the light source.
Okay.
So through the doorway, you go down, and there is a open chamber, and things seem to kind of dead end into this large chamber. It's roughly circular shape, and it's 20 feet wide, and the walls are probably 30 feet tall. And against a far wall, you see there is a table with some candles lit.
Is it enough light for us to really see, or is it just like that dim light where we still can't really see?
There are candles unlit. My mistake.
Oh, okay.
I
So-
will.
Can I fluff something really quick?
Always.
Could I use bolt, but not really bolt, and cast a spell that lights those candles? They don't really have a spell like that in the thing.
Sure.
So use the PowerPoint as if it's a firebolt?
Sure.
Okay.
Hey,
called
Mark,
Candlebolt, yes.
2-minute commercial.
Absolutely. Stick around. I don't know if it actually takes us to commercial, but we'll find out right now.
I'll be right back.
I think he wasn't expecting me to light the candle. I think that's
Yeah.
what it was.
Yeah, I
Threw
think
off
that's
his whole
what it was.
plan.
He was not expecting anyone to invent Candlebolt, the spell, on the fly. Let me do this. You won't be able to hear the sound, but you'll at least be able to see the cool new bumper I made, Daniel. Hold on. Let me do that. Yeah. I got it.
Oh wow, that's a hell of a bumper.
Yeah. Hold on. Because I still don't see it going to commercial, even though it says that it went to commercial. So give me a second. Come on, computer. There we go.
Computer. Computer.
Hey,
Oh,
nobody
Oh, I like that. One.
sets him on fire but us.
That's very professional. Yay, my artwork.
Although shouldn't the Risky Fair be at 9?
Oh yeah. Well, it depends on what part of the year.
Okay, we're
I
back.
don't know. I don't think he heard us.
I didn't hear anything you said. I was.
So should Chris brought up, should the Ukraine be at
9 Eastern.
9
That
Eastern?
starts right now. It's at 10 Eastern.
Oh yeah. Wait. What? No, it started. I'm sorry. 6 Pacific. Hold on. Let me.
There's
turn
3
that
hours
off.
difference right now.
Yeah, it's always 3 hours difference. There we go. Now it stopped doing that.
Well, you currently don't have it at 3 hours difference.
What did I? What did
I'm
I
back.
say?
You have it listed as starting at 10 Eastern.
Oh, it should have been 6 and 9.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would definitely trust the person on the East Coast with what time it is.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. I'll fix it. I got to redo it anyways because we added a show in the middle, so I got to make another entry.
Okay.
So I was talking while you were doing it, while you were showing it, Mark. You didn't hear it, but that looks amazing.
Yeah, and
It looks really professional. It looks really.
we don't have anything for Exalted, so I used your artwork for Miko and Jessa.
Which is what I said. I said, "Oh, my artwork."
Nice. Nice.
Great.
Okay, welcome back, John. Sorry.
Did you roll to see if you successfully cast your thing?
Oh,
Your bolt?
I did not. I assumed since it was fluff that I didn't. Silly me. I explode the room. I was telling him I think you had to take a break because you weren't expecting me to light the candles.
Well,
I
either
threw
that or
off your whole storyline.
story. It's if I put candles in a room and I'm thrown off because you light them, that would be a bad DM. So yeah,
My whole plan is ruined.
whole plan is ruined. Who would have thought? So you've got a raise. Yeah, you artfully light raise shootout and you light the candles.
Awesome.
And the whole room fills with this warm glow.
Ah! And I turn off the night vision goggles.
And
it's a warm glow, so I don't think it blinded you.
have you ever woken somebody who's been asleep for a good sleep for a long time, and you kind of shake them and then you hear this kind of, they exhale, kind of like part of the waking up process.
Yes.
You hear that, and it's coming from down the hallway behind you. You hear that voice. One of the walls to the left, the rocks on the wall start to move.
GTH will pull out the wand again and slowly back up.
And as you're sitting there,
Orist will start reciting the poem out loud.
as you're sitting there, and you're reciting that poem, you hear this voice, deep voice, and it's you can hear it kind of, the bass is turned, somebody who's got their bass turned up to 11 and the sound kind of thumps inside you. That's what you're hearing. And as you recite the poem, you hear the voice, when you get to the part, steadfast and waiting, quiet and still, safe from winter winds, in time, heart of fire. And as those rocks on that wall move, this eye opens up, and the eye is 10 feet wide and 5 feet tall. and it gazes into the room where you are.
Family
And
show.
family show.
Hmm.
And the eye slowly moves, and you can see it focuses on each of you at a time.
I will
And
actually
it
pull my helmet, let my helmet go retract.
and when it sees that, it slowly moves back. And it looks it looks at you, and you hear this deep thundering voice, and it says, you ride the horses.
I will nod and say yes. My host.
Slowly the eye looks over, and it looks at Sveta, and it says, you are a mistress of the forge.
I am.
And then it comes back, and it looks at Zetich with Una on the shoulder. I do not know you.
Zitich, Una,
Friends.
Zitich says with a big smile.
Zetich, Una, friends. I have slept for a long time. It has been a long time since the candles have been lit.
Can you shake this place while you were
I
sleeping?
am this place.
Has something been upsetting your slumber?
I feel the angels screaming against the land.
How can we help?
The screaming of the angels wakes me.
Where are these angels?
In the sky.
Well, Z-Teach, you're going to have to fly us all there. Do you
I don't think
wish?
that's possible.
Yeah, I know. Do you wish to be awake, or do you want to go back to your slumber?
Your grandfathers, we agreed. I keep my word, steadfast and waiting. I'm quiet and still. I keep the host safe from winter winds. In time, my heart of fire.
I will say our grandfathers told us, but along the way we forgot. We know the sayings, but we don't know the meanings. Help me understand how to silence the angels, and we will do this for you.
To the west. In the sky, the angels are screaming at the ground. If you look at the sky, maybe you'll see the angels. And I will wait, then steadfast, quiet, and still.
And then I will repeat, safe from winter winds, and in time, a heart of fire.
At the right time.
These angels, are they angels of the gods or angels of the men?
I only feel the screams from the sky. Surely it comes from angels.
Query, DM. Would the pre-rifts facility that we destroyed be west of here
Um,
or east of
it
here?
is.
Okay.
It is, yes.
Did one of the angels stop screaming not long ago for you?
Oh,
Okay.
That was a really good question, by the way.
Speaking of Z-Teach, do you have any?
No, Vicky is pretty much an on. You have no idea what he's looking at, and you guys have been asking the same question she was going to ask.
the eye blinks. It takes
I,
like 3 minutes to blink.
um, I will say we will extinguish the candles. Go back to sleep. We will try to silence the angels. We will send word when we have.
And you hear kind of like an exhale and kind of an exhale of relief. And the eye closes and the rocks kind of move and it's just a rock wall again.
And I will blow out the candles one by one. And I will chuckle as I move back to Sveta and Z-Teach and say, all right, guys. Anybody else have anything weird they want to do today?
I think that checks all of those boxes.
Well, let's go see if we can't silence some angels.
These angels, when Svarog came to me several years ago and turned me into Kuznaya, he told me that the gods had need for my intervention. I wonder if this is what he spoke of.
I have fallen through a rift to a land thought to be forgotten and gone from Earth for the most part. I have fought demons and a dragon and returned here. And it has been calm. It has been normal. And now I think that this may have all been training to do some kind of quest for the host. And Z-Teach, you have the biggest task of them all, trying to start a school of magic to unite the Cossack tribes, to unite Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
I would have never met you had it not been for my travels. I think this is fortuitous. I think it is why we are brought together.
Well, who better to build the relations between all of these different areas to strengthen the Ukraine so that it can fight against oppression than one that carries the golden hammers?
Indeed. Now, I'm just not sure how we're going to get them out of this room, for they are so large. I will say with a grin towards Sveta. Perhaps if we do find where these angels are to the west, we can just stand on the ground and Sveta can smite them from the sky with our hammers.
Give me any ideas.
Shall we go back the way we came?
I don't see how there's any other option.
I'm not hearing any objections, so let's do it.
Mhm.
All right, you guys walk back. You walk past the sticks and stones, and out to the bridge. Once you get to the bridge, Z-Teach, you feel it. It when you get in this chamber, you feel this slow, slumbering breathing as the air moves past you. And go ahead.
Zizi will walk up to the edge of the bridge and step off.
Oh, God.
Old move, Cotton.
Huh. Okay.
It's Dumay.
You, I need to look up something real quick.
It takes 7 seconds to hit the ground. How
I have to
quick-
accelerate.
Yeah,
How
I know.
quickly can you cast
How-
fly?
Yeah, that's exactly it. Daniel's just
I have this. I
out
have
to
the spell
get
prepared.
out
All
to
right,
get
so
Johnny.
you fall, you step off and you fall.
Okay. He says, "Never sing," and flies back up to, and tries to. I have to see if I succeed. Oh, that was close.
But
Yeah, thanks for the wild die. Is that exploded, right?
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
it's a D12.
but the wild die is a D6.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't.
How is it?
It says 5 plus 2.
Why am I getting a +2 to my wild die?
I don't know.
Oh
Well,
wow,
you
I
get
am on all my rolls. Oh no, on my spellcasting because it's +2. That's why.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I
but
see.
it shouldn't be on the wild die.
I don't know. Yeah, it's still a 5. I will just start to watch.
Yeah, that's a success. You're absolutely right. It's a success.
I'll start to watch for that so that I can adjust because I don't know why it's doing that. But yeah, I'll fly back up after casting Nehru Singh, the falling flying spell.
That's fantastic. I love you, Daniel.
I was wondering if there was an invisible bridge here where the breath would carry us across. Don't try that. And then I'll teleport them back.
Go ahead and roll for the teleport. It was kind of brilliant. Kind of.
He
Kind of.
teleports us
If it,
back up to the surface.
if it worked. No, I teleport you guys into the hole so that you can try to fly.
Actually, what's the range on your teleport?
24 inches.
Oh, yeah, no.
Oh, no. 12 inches, 24 yards.
Yeah. Okay. No, you could teleport him into the hallway across the way.
Yeah. I've been there, so I know that one.
Yeah. That's easy, and you've got a giant raise there.
Yep.
So matter of fact, that's 8, 12, 16. That's 3 raises. Matter of fact, you teleport him all the way up to the door with the bar.
Okay. Sweet.
and
and yourself, right?
Huh?
And yourself, right?
Yeah,
and
myself.
himself. Yeah. And Duna,
Right.
who's been really quiet. As soon as you show up, he looks at the door and he says, "I'm glad that's over. I don't know what that was."
That makes all of us.
Mhm.
So will can we just pull the door closed, or do we have to do
Well,
the thing?
push.
Okay, push the door closed. We don't have
Yeah,
to
and
do
then
anything with the giant rings that were the size of Sveta's earrings.
no, that was just the door handle. I mean, nothing special about them. Yeah, you push the door closed, and you could. It would be kind if you put the bar back on.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, I'll put that back.
Okay.
Mm. While doing so, say, I have seen literal gods, but nothing like that.
Orson just shaking
So,
his head. So let's go find Dimitri.
all right, you guys go upstairs, and you've only been gone, I don't know, an hour or two, and you get to the top of the stairs, and you can see people are busy taking care of horses in the stables, and it seems everybody's kind of going about their business.
Dimitri.
You don't
Dimitri.
see him.
Oh, has anyone seen Dimitri?
Somebody looks and says, he points downstairs,
Okay, go
the other
downstairs.
stairs.
Go down the other stairs.
All right, you go down, and of course, the stairs open into the dormitory, and through the dormitory is the mess hall.
If we don't
And
see him
there's
in the dormitories, then let's head to the mess hall.
all right, you see Dimitri and another gentleman, um, Leonid, are in the kitchen making lunch.
Hmm. I will put a hand up and shout Dimitri, and then motion for him to come over here.
He sees you, he motions, says something to Leonid next to him, and he comes out.
So we talked to the base, to the fortress.
You talk to the fortress.
Yeah. The guard, the protector, the guardian. It's the fortress and the mountain.
The fortress.
Yeah. It's alive. And that's why it's been rumbling, because there are angels in the west screaming at the ground, disturbing its slumber.
He starts laughing. Ah, ah, Forrest. Uh, what?
Really?
Mhm.
Um, Angels. He thinks a second. He says, "Okay, um, come with me."
Okay.
And he takes you guys back through the dormitories, up the stairs, to the stables, across the way, and there's a stairway going up. And he takes you through that stairway, and he opens the door, and you're here on the top part, and you see there's three guys wrapped up warm,
Mm-hmm.
and one of the things that you notice is there are several telescopes of various sizes set up there.
Okay. That will be handy.
And he says, "Angels to the west."
That's what it
Is
said.
that what you said?
That's what it said.
Feel free.
I looked to the west. Scan the
Okay.
skyline.
There's more than one telescope. Everybody looking, or
Yeah. Big one.
see teach?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Everybody roll a notice roll.
And they're poison.
I am going to spend a
And
Benny
you're
on
dead.
that. I'm going to spend a Benny. As soon
Yeah,
as
me
I
too.
find the right window. There we go.
There we go.
Because I'm sorry, I think this one's going to be plot important. I'm going to spend another Benny.
Okay.
My last one. But somebody's got to make this. There we go.
There we go.
You know, you're looking, and all you see, the first thing you see, actually, because all three of you see, because it's where the telescopes are naturally pointed, you actually see what might be the camp of the host. And the the guys here looking down towards that area. These are big telescopes. Anyway, so you look up at the sky, and you're kind of just looking around, and the sky is a big thing. And the first thing that catches your eye is you see a glint off something. Oris sees a glint. And you bring the telescope back towards that glint, and you look, and you zoom in on it, and you see this large floating metal it's a large floating metal ship, and you see at the front is some kind of device, and right as you kind of focus on it, you see this wave come out of it, and it's not near the host, by the way. I'm not implying that.
Right.
And it hits, that this wave comes out, and it just looks like the air just kind of ripples, like there's some kind of sound going through it or something, and it hits the top of this hill, and the hill just explodes.
I quickly motion Dimitri over so that he can see.
Okay.
And then I kind of point where I've aimed for Sveta and Ztich. But more importantly, I want Dimitri to see this so that, not insane.
And on the side of this flying metal ship is this star.
Of course it is.
And you see you see ahead of that on the front, you see the star with the three comets, and the top comet is red.
Does it look like the same floating ship that the device was using?
It looks like 40 of those could land on it.
Right, in size, but does it look pretty much like a larger version of that thing?
No.
Okay.
No. I looked for something that looks like what I'm imagining, and I'm just gonna have to give you a terrible hand-drawn something.
Mayhaps a dirigible?
Imagine a dirigible that is okay. Imagine a dirigible, and then make it flat on top,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's a ring around that flat part, and in the front, it is instead of being pointed, it is like a World War II um wow, where'd that brain cell? The the ships that landed on beaches on Normandy,
Oh, right.
right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, they have that flat
Yeah,
front part, right?
right.
And hovering on either side of that are these almost look kind of like the Death Star antennas on either side.
Okay.
Hmm.
Could they vaguely be misconstrued as angels' wings?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Una says, "Can
Upon
I see?"
Yeah, yeah.
upon
Now.
seeing it, I'm instantly slightly disappointed that it's not actual angels.
I let Una. If Dimitri is done looking, I let Una see through mine.
Una looks back at you and says, "Will you hold me?"
Of course, and
The
that's what I meant.
telescope says,
That's what I
"Yeah."
meant. And I pick Una up and hold Una
Um.
up.
Oh,
Have you seen anything like this
those.
before?
It looks like a sonic weapon.
Well, that's probably what it meant by screaming. When I saw it, it actually shot the hill and it exploded.
That sounds like a sonic weapon.
But why would they be shooting the ground? Mining?
Maybe it's another test.
Hmm. I asked Dimitri, well, there's our angels screaming at the ground. What do you want to do?
We need to stop that. Something like that has a base somewhere.
I look at Sveta and Zetich, kind of like without saying anything, saying, is that going to be us?
I think it needs to be. Do you see anyone else here?
Mm,
On one hand, it's not actual angels, but on the other hand, I've done training with angels and I wouldn't want to fight them anyways. Um, that kind of machinery is extremely dangerous to mankind, and I think we have to stop it.
well, Dimitri, it looks like you have volunteers.
Obviously, my duty is to continue to protect the fortress.
Will you take care of. Stand by. Vodvikov and make sure Yemelyan knows what we've gone to do for the host? Did we lose John?
No, he's looking at you and he's got this, he's deep in thought. The wounded aren't best left here. They're not ready to ride yet. They should be ready in a few days. You could be. It seems that if you return them to the host and see them there safely, you will be heading towards wherever this is. That also gives you a chance to warn the host.
All right. We can do that.
Hey, Zitich, make a notice roll.
I see all the things.
You do see all the things. You know, when he finally points it out, you see the star with the comets, and the top comet is red. But you see that there's a red line through that second comet too.
I'm going to make sure that they see that too.
Everybody that looks will see it.
Wait, wasn't the red star on the bottom before? Or the red comet?
No, when
On the
you looked,
top.
it was on the top.
And that's the
Body
top and middle.
technology.
I'm confused. Then what's the one we're looking at?
Both.
The one you're on this flying machine.
Yeah.
The top comet is red. The middle comet has a red line through it, and the bottom one is yellow.
Right. I understand that. On that thing we're looking at, it is a reverse of what we're looking at right now. What I'm asking you is, what was it that we were looking at when we saw this one?
This one is in the book, and when it's on the page and it's talking about the body, about how it's technology and soldiers,
right?
You see that symbol, and it's the top comet is red. And when you go to the page where it talks about spirit and about how that's magic and supernatural forces, the middle comet is red. And when you go to mind and it talks about psionics and powers of the mind, the
So
bottom one is red.
This is something denoting what division is in ownership of whatever unit it is. Got it.
And this has two, right?
It does.
So, what was the top one?
Is red.
Is body, right?
It's body, which is technology and troops.
Right, and that's the one that's red on this vehicle. So
it is, and the middle one,
troops division,
and the middle one has a red line.
Whatever that means.
Red line denote probably a joint effort, maybe. I don't know. Does the red line appear in the book anywhere?
No.
Okay. So, in the book, is there a correlation between body and the pentagram? Like,
yeah, the pentagram is the symbol for the disciples of destiny,
right?
And each of the letters are the first letter of that word in Russian,
right?
And that's the patch you've seen on every uniform. So that's the and it doesn't have the words around it. I just put the words around it there so you can see what they are. But that patch is on every disciple you've seen.
Sorry, I'm trying to ask a specific question and failing to do so well. Is there a correlation in the book anywhere for body, as an example, to be aligned with sovereignty and power, or power and blood? Or
no.
Okay. All right.
Does the book have any explanation in their ideology? Like they have to reach their body goal first, and then they proceed to spirit?
No. Mark hit it. Mark hit it right on the head. It denotes division,
Okay.
right?
The-
It is that they're going. What is the purpose of the disciples of destiny? The purpose is sovereignty, to exercise their power, to consolidate Russian blood. And by blood is heritage and people, and that's what blood means, and to unify, and to create their homeland.
And then the last question I have about the book, because I know you're regretting introducing the book at this point with the amount of
No,
questions
I'm
there are.
not. These are
I
great
just,
questions. I'm enjoying it.
it's two questions. The first one is, does it talk about where home base is in the book?
No.
Nice.
And then the second question is, to mail payments listed in the book to support the Disciples of Destiny, what's the mailing address?
Those are fantastic questions. I love those questions. Um, and you can have a Benny for those. That's humorous. No, it doesn't mention that. The other thing I will remind you is there is the last section that's devoted to Uncle.
Oh, that's right. Rasputin.
Well, the book says Uncle.
Right. Also, I appreciate what you've done there. Because technically, anyone that works as a Children of Destiny is a man from Uncle.
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
um, okay, well, I guess we have a few days to heal up and rest up. And are there going to be enough horses to get the wounded back so that we can
Yes.
all ride? Okay.
Yes.
Few days rest is something that I desperately need.
Yeah. Make a vigor roll there, Sveta.
Okay.
Beefy.
Yeah, you've when we started today, you were at 7 days. You spent a night, so that's down to 6 days. You've got 8, 12. You have 2 raises. So you've got 4 days. If you rest here 3 days, yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
You're fine.
Um, yeah, and then I guess, I'll make myself useful around the camp, try and figure out stuff that I can do. See if Una wants to help. If he does, then we'll see if there's any machinery that needs maintenance.
Yeah, he can. He'll be very helpful for 3 days. Sveta, you go into your room,
Okay.
and you're going to wake up in 3 days.
Sounds good. Good night, y'all.
Good night. And whenever we're repairing stuff, if Maxim happens around, we will show how Una can fix almost anything, and then I will add, but he can't fix your cooking.
Oh, that's hilarious. Um, Maxim answers. He's like, that's probably true, but I can reach the table.
So can he, and I'll give him a hand up.
He laughs and shakes his head. All right. 1242. Where do we want to stop? Do
This
we
is
want to stop
probably a
here?
good- This is probably a good spot.
Yeah.
Okay.
As always, thank you everybody for watching and commenting in the chat. If you'd like to support us, you can do so by clicking that subscribe button on Twitch, or if you're on YouTube, you can hit the like and subscribe button. Make sure you click the bell to receive a notification whenever we upload new stuff every week. And then lastly, if you'd like to support us on our Patreon, you can do so at patreon.com/gamersledge, where you can get your name on every show that we do for as little as $1 a month, just like the fine folks coming up. For Chris, for Daniel, for John, myself, thanks for watching. Until next time, game on.
Game on.
Game on.
Game on.